think I will mow the lawn as a gift for him. I know it's a fictional character, but I'm so sad about stories like this. He's going to keep all this dirty stuff. At least he's living with his daughters in here, so he's not alone. My gosh, why would anyone leave a house this dirty? Is what I'm always asking, because the apartment we are now living in is the second apartment after we moved in here, and the people before were hoarders, and they completely ruined the apartment, and it had to be completely renovated and renewed. And that's the second time we had something like that. At least I had, because my first alone apartment, one bedroom apartment, I took after a hoarder as well. And you can, for the first months, you can always kind of, even if they renewed stuff and renovated stuff like that, there's always this kind of smell left in the apartment. Especially because in my alone apartment, the hoarder before the owner had a dog, and that's a smell you'll never get out. Oh, and he was a chain smoker, so that was also on all of the walls and furnitures, because they left the kitchen in, I think, as far as I remember. And when I cleaned over it, because I don't know if they already cleaned over it or never cleaned over it, there was this grimy yellow stuff coming off of it. So yeah, the apartment we are living now is in a pretty good condition, so they made a pretty good job renewing it. But it's also from after a hoarder, and I'm always shocked about how terrible people can be with their apartments. I know in a lot of cases it's a mental condition. I don't know what case it was in the one bad apartment I had before, but the apartment now, those were reckless people, just reckless people. They vanished out of the country, left everything in bits and pieces, and there were currently living 20 people in here, even though only 4 of them were registered. That's so wild. And for me personally, it's a perfect size for 2 people, so I can't imagine so many people living here. It's apparently it were 4 or 5 families in this apartment. That is wild. Neighbors were complaining. The neighbor we have now was like so frustrated because obviously, because there were more families, they wouldn't have more keys. They just had, I think 2, 3 or 4 keys, and they would ring on her doorbell so many times so that she would let them in, because they knew that she was that she's a senior, she's at home all the time, and that she would open the door for them to let them in. It was that's just wild, reckless. I personally couldn't live in filth. I mean, my apartment is not the brightest, most sterile thing you've seen, but I'm dusting a lot because I don't know, I hate dust, I hate dusting, I hate to see it, I hate to feel it, I hate the grimy feel of dust, stuff like that. And I'm always scared that some kind of bugs will form a nest in here if I have stuff lying around. Bam. Oh yeah, our montage game is fast. Ew. Okay, only buying and painting. Tower radiator. Bam. Okay. Right now, I am absolutely in love with this apartment we have here. There's only one problem. What do you do when you have a problem with upstairs neighbors? Except for calling the police, because we really don't want any... We are peaceful people. We don't want problems. We want to have everything peacefully. And upstairs neighbors are so incredibly loud. From 0 AM to 0 AM. From 12 to 12. And on some days it's extremely frustrating. And we already told them. We already told our landlord. And we also gave them, because the reason why they are so loud is because they have a lot of kids, I think, from what I heard, what I can hear upstairs, 3 to 4, and from what we saw. And they are stomping, super loud. And crying and screaming, and we gave them on the doorknob a small package with some chocolate in it, you know, for the kids, and a letter that said, hey, we already... Because okay, I'm going to tell you the whole incident. When I was fed up with them on Sundays, I was getting my broom and stomping up to their floor so that they hear like that I'm like, stop it, da-da. And there was one case when I did that again, and then they were so aggressive. They stomped down so aggressive on the floor, as if they would kill me if I go upstairs. What did I do? I went upstairs. And I knocked on their door, and good for them, they were not opening the door, because I think I would have said things that I would have regretted. No, from this day on, they are, whenever I knocked on the door, acted like they were not at home, even though they made it pretty loud and clear that they are home. Anyways, they're also not very confrontational, as it seems, except when they are in their room upstairs. So what did I do after that? I put them a small package on the doorknob with some chocolate for the kids, and a letter that, you know, explained the situation. I was telling them like, hey, we don't want to fight, we want to have everything peaceful. And we're not bothered by the crying and the shouting, because we can't stop kids from being kids. We just really would appreciate if the stomping would be a little bit less. You know, we can't stop that either, but you know, we would really appreciate if the stomping would be less, because I have to, when I wrote that, I was still working at the butchery, and I wrote that I have to wake up really early in the morning. I woke up at 4 AM in the morning for some shifts, and my husband is working from home, and it's really distracting and really bothering us. And we would really love if we could, you know, because we haven't really talked with each other. Whenever I went up and talked with them, they were putting Granny in the front to talk with me, because apparently they don't talk really German, but Granny knows some stuff in German, so that's why. And I said, yeah, it would be nice if we could meet each other and handle this face to face, and, you know, not in a threatening way. To this day, I have not gotten any replies from this, and nothing changed so far. So the way we're dealing with it now is just trying to ignore it, turning up music when they're getting too loud, putting on headphones and stuff like that. And the only thing we recently, realized is that they are trying to be at least a little bit less loud between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. So those are the resting times where we could call the police on them if they were bothering. So they're at least in this time frame trying to be quieter. Even though I think 3 days ago they were talking until 5:30 in the morning so loudly, and I was so close to calling the police. But first of all, I don't want to bother the police with stuff like that, because it could so easily be solved between people. And I don't want to be like petty. I don't want to be like, oh my god, they're so loud, I call the police right now because I think we can be loud sometimes too if we're watching a movie really loud at midnight or stuff like that. So I don't know. What do you do in a situation like this? And I'm hoping that it will get better after some time, that I'm getting used to the noises, but I'm scared that I will rather get more annoyed by the noises the longer it stays. I don't know. There's always hope that the kids will grow up, or that they will eventually move out. But as far as I've seen, these are all kindergarten kids. One of them is even still a baby. At least it's home all day, screaming, crying, wah-wahing. So, people always say, oh, you just have to wait until the kids grow up and then they're not loud anymore. Yeah, but kids growing up, especially when there's 4 of them, all of them tinky winkies. I'm sorry, I'm so ranting so much today. But I just wanted to share my experiences with you, because sometimes you can hear their stomping in the background. I'm trying to edit it out, but sometimes you can hear the stomping and the crying and stuff like that. I also recorded a lot of that for a landlord as proof. So the evidence is there, and our landlord is so nice. He's completely behind us. But we are renting this apartment here private from him. And the other apartment complexes are from a different company. So he can't really do anything about it. He has said if he would own it, he would probably throw them out, or would make some ultimatums with them. But he can't really do anything except talking with the other company, and they told the family. But the family does not care, and the other company obviously does not want to lose their paying people, even though I'm pretty sure the apartment would be sold within days once they're gone. But I don't know if there could be legal actions or stuff like that if you throw them out for reasons like that. If I need to call the police for things like that to happen. And it is always so much, I don't know, it's taking a lot of energy, and I don't want to do all of that. I just want a peaceful, quiet, nice life with less trouble the better. And I just hope that they will, when they really stop being so loud. And I I don't know. Those kids aren't fat that they are so loudly stomping. They're just normal children. I had so much fear on the evening where I was banging on the floor and they were like heavily stomping back when they were so aggressive. I was really scared because the first thought is always like, maybe I've seen too many serial killer documentaries and stuff like that. But nowadays you can never know. People have killed other people for the dumbest, most pettiest reasons. And I don't like enemies, not only to, you know, because I like being a peaceful person, but also I don't want to maybe wait. I don't want to be killed because of petty reasons or stuff like that. So you can never know. I think honestly. Also, I don't want to make them my enemies because in the end, they have the upper hand in this situation. If they're not loud in the times when it's, you know, forbidden to be loud. I don't know how you call it, these calming hours, sleeping hours. And they're getting louder in the time where they are allowed to be louder. Maybe they could be petty or stuff like that. I never know. Some of you may call me weak, but I just want my peace with people. And I hope that they one day, you know, realize. I wish on them that they would have neighbors, upstairs neighbors like they are. But at the same time, I feel pity for them a little bit. Because that one of the children, I think is hysterical, has some kind of problems. Because it's screaming so loudly every day. Incredibly loud, and it's throwing temper tantrums because we can hear that it's throwing stuff and smashing stuff and like this. It must be so hard being a parent and having stuff like this. So at the same time, I'm like just grateful. So, well, at least it's not my problem. It's your problem. I'm just getting a whiff of all the noise you have up there. But at least it's not my diaper I have to change. I'm so sorry I have to drink again because I'm talking so much today. It's it is very dry air in my room, I think. And I don't want to open up the windows because we're living next to a road, so I can't hear anything, or you will hear the roads in the back. When I open the window, I don't know how you make your air better. I mean, maybe a diffuser, but I don't know. Maybe I should just stop talking so much, or I should drink much more. You have to live with much more drinking pauses. I'm mowing the lawn for free because he was so sympathetic in his mail. He suffered the dear loss of his wife. The loss of his dear wife, I'm sorry. His wife was not a deer, but she was his dear wife. She was a loved one. A wife he loved. Not a deer. Not a deer. Freshly cut grass, it warms my heart. Yeah. Nerd. Is this some weed? What are you? Okay, anyways, we are finishing the job. We are ripping off this man of $11,000 for a job that we just made. Oh yeah, I can skip it. I forgot I can skip that stuff. Okay, and I'm going to take a short break to catch something to eat and drink something because my throat is dry. And we're back from a break. I had something to drink. I refilled my water bottles and I also got something. I also had a snack with some fruit balls with chia seeds. So I hope I don't have any stuck in my teeth, but I hope that the camera quality isn't as good so that you don't see the stuff between my teeth. We are back in our depressing office room apartment thing. And wait. Oh my god, we got $270,000. Hell yeah. Painting the house. Hello, I bought a house with my wife and we were slowly finishing it. I would like to ask you to paint the walls first because we've come to the conclusion that having everything painted white is terribly boring. It is also necessary to install missing home appliances, i.e. in example, I don't know, 2 air conditioners and 2 radiators. I hope that it will not take much time. We would like to move in as soon as possible. Yours faithfully, Tim Starr. Okay, yeah, that's a job we can do. I mean, painting stuff and then putting on some appliances. I got so many chia seeds between my teeth. I like chia seeds, but they're getting bigger the wetter they get, and then my teeth, they're getting bigger and wetter. Oh, we have to clean the windows as well. Well, that means extra money for moi, and I appreciate extra money. I wish I would have a machine like this for cleaning windows. Then I would actually clean my windows. So far I'm just pulling down the curtains so I don't have to clean the windows. But when you're living next to the street, there's always dust on your windows. Always. Ah, air conditioner is also needed. I think if you have an air conditioner at home, you are, in my opinion, rich. I don't care if you say, no, I'm just a moderate, normal person, stuff like that. No. If you have air conditioning at home, you are rich, in my opinion. Rich, rich. Filthy rich. No, filthy rich, but you're rich. That is something... I don't know. Maybe they are not that expensive, but in my opinion, it's just, you know, if you have an air conditioner, you are rich. Ah, huh? Okay. Cocoa and sand almond. These 2 colors are better than white. I mean, yes, it looks really boring in here, but these 2 colors are so 70s. I don't like these colors. I mean, it's not my house, but it's my opinion. My opinion is that your house is going to look stupid with these colors. And it's my right to say that my opinion is the right opinion. Wow. That was a lag. And if I would see a color like this on my wall, I would always have cravings after chocolate. Ugh, that's so 70s, 80s. You know, these old apartments, the cheap ones, in these communist buildings. But again, it's not my house. It's Tim Starr's house. That was his name, right? Tim Starr? Oh my god, I still have chia seeds between my teeth. Ugh. It even was distracting when I have something stuck between my teeth because there's one hole between my teeth that I have because I'm missing a tooth. It had to be taken out because I had a cyst in my mouth and something happened that the tooth itself broke or split in half. So now there's I don't know if you can see it, but there's a missing hole because I can't afford something in between. And now I'm scared to eat peanuts because they're always stuck in there. It's the perfect size for a peanut. Can't eat M&Ms, can't eat peanuts because they're always stuck inside there. Also terribly afraid of chips. When I eat chips, they're usually these sharp, small parts stuck in there. And then they're really tearing into the flesh. Ugh. It's so painful. I mean, it's not a great loss that I don't eat chips. Believe it or not, yeah, I am a fat ass. I am a chunky, bigger girl. But I don't care for chips. I don't like them. I don't really eat them. Yeah. I'm not a chip eater. I don't like the consistency and I'm how do you say it? I'm getting really sick by eating them. That's a huge house. Dang. Oh, wait. Oops. Messed it up a little bit there. Clean the window. I hope one day I'll get used to talking hours and hours, because right now my voice is killing me. Even after only talking for 1 hour, stuff like that. I'm sorry, I had to grab in there. I had to get chia seeds out